I love these. They just make it so much easier for me to be able to read exact measurements, but I also like that with the touch of a button, I could read the outside, the inside. We'll show you everything, but this is just a smarter tape measure. And I think it makes a great gift too if you're thinking about Father's Day, because we have it for you here at a sale price of less than $20. Incredibly popular. Over 225,000 of these have been sold. What is it that we're seeing here in the video, Mark?
You know, it's funny because tape measures, they really didn't change for over 100 years. It was just a metal strip with lines on it.
Yeah.
So what the naval engineer decided he needed a more accurate way to do it. Whether you can't see the lines, you can't read the lines, you're not sure how to divide fractions, you don't have to do it. There's a big, bold digital readout right on top that tells you, it reads the measurement for you. It tells you what the measurement is. If you can't see it, you press the hold button, it holds the measurement for you so you can go write it down later on. This is a great example of something I'm going to show you in a second, but it'll cut your measurement directly in half to find a midpoint, so what you hang on the wall is going to be perfectly centered every time. And you can convert it from fractions to centimeters to decimals. It gives you so many options in so many ways because it's a smarter tape measure.
I used it when I redid all the countertops in my home. When I bought the home, the granite, I had everything replaced. And you know, these people, you give them the numbers first when you go to get your estimate, and then they come in and they do their own numbers.
Right.
So my estimate was exact, because I did exact measurements. All you have to do is choose your color. I think they come in like a little white box too. So if you wanted to gift it, you know, it does come with a little white box. This is the black, the green, the blue, the red, which I have at home, and the purple. It's V35161. I had bought one for myself, obviously homeowner, but then at Christmas time I had gotten one for my dad too, as just kind of like something to add, a stocking stuffer kind of situation. So you know, great for the gents.
My mother bought them for all the men in her life.
Really?
Her sons-in-law, her grandsons, everybody at Christmas time, and they all love it. And some of them
I paid a little more though.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more expensive back then. Could you hold this for me on the inside? I want to give you an example of why.
Oh, here?
Yeah, right to the edge. It's one of the hardest things to do is to measure the inside to the inside.
Oh, sorry.
Right, because there's always this gap in a traditional tape measure where you're doing your best to guess what is that measurement going to be. One of the things that the eTape can do, that no other tape measure does, is I can tell it not to measure from the front anymore, but to measure from the very edge. So I can always get a 100% accurate 45 3/4 degrees or 45 3/4 inches. Now, I want to center something on the wall. I want to center this beautiful picture, right? Okay. How do I do it? What do? I divide that in half. That is fractional math. I mean, we haven't done that for many years, right? Trying to figure it out. But
and
all you
now
have
the
to
way
do,
they teach kids is all these little weird boxes.
Right? I've
weird.
seen that. I can't even help my own son. I cut it in half by holding the button down. It's 22 13/16. It tells me where the center is.
I don't even know what 13/16 is, but this tape measure knows.
It does, and here's 22 13/16, right where the nail is. Now the funny part about this is when they built this wall, they used a regular tape measure and got it wrong. I don't know if you can see that, but they got it wrong. And that's only about a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, but your eye will be able to see that, especially if you're trying to hang something in a collage or in an array of pictures. You have the opportunity to do everything right the first time. It's not measure twice, cut once. It's going to be 100% accurate. And that's what I love about it, every time.
And you know what? It comes in handy, too, when you're doing things that are really, really heavy.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have to be putting in new holes and all of that, putting it up, putting it down. You just want to get it right, measure it out. We have the black, the green, the blue, the red, and the purple. And they come in a little white box. So if you are thinking about gifting it, you know, you can wrap that, or you leave it as a white box, just attach a little card to it. Less than $20 is your sale price, which is a fantastic, fantastic price, because I paid more than that. And so did probably the 225,000 people that bought them, because it's been wildly popular.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you the opportunity to do so many things so much faster, because it takes away all the headaches associated with measuring. And, you know, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a DIYer, or whether you do it for a living, or even if you just hang an occasional picture or hang an occasional curtain rod, we're always reaching for tape measures in our houses, right?
Yeah.
And we're always reaching for that one that we're going to have to read. I don't know about you, you're a lot younger than I am, but I'm with the reading glasses now trying to see which line I'm looking at, right? It just happens. It's a reality, right?
Yeah.
But now it'll remember the measurement. It tells me what the measurement is. It'll cut the measurement in half. It'll remember what the measurements are. It actually has two storages on here, permanent storages on here. So I can take this, let's say I want to get a mini blind. I can measure the width of the window, hit memory 1, measure the length of the window, hit memory 2, take it to the store, and I don't have to worry about writing it down. Did I remember the paper? Am I going to get the measurements correct? Another feature I love, which they showed in there, is a lot of times we're measuring high up, or we're measuring down low, right? And we can't see it. So one of our opportunities with this, I'm going to change it back to the front, to measuring right from the front. There we go. Is I can press the hold button. There's a little hold button right on top. I just press it, and it memorizes the number for me.
It just makes sense.
Now I can let it go, and now I can take this with me, and I can cut the piece of what I need to cut, or cut the piece of paper, or whatever it is I'm cutting. So all the things you're measuring for, do your appliances fit? Is that new piece of furniture going to fit? You're measuring between plants, you're doing kids' projects. Always 100% accurate. And it's just like any other tape measure. It has a belt loop. It's made of polycarbonate, by the way, which is what they make bulletproof windows out of. So it's really durable. It's a really durable tool. Has a locking mechanism, and it's just a great tool. I love that lock. Right? Yeah. I just loved it.
Well, sometimes what I do is I measure something out, like for furniture. I measure it out and I just kind of line the tape measure up on the floor. I lock it in place. Because it's this square design, it does like stand on its own.
Yeah.
So then I'll stand back and be like, oh, okay, is that really what I'm kind of thinking of getting, or is that really going to be exactly where I want it to? And so I use this all the time. And even my general contractor, who has built houses ground up, he was impressed by this.
Yeah.
You know, so all the gents, all the ladies, anybody in your life, the black, the green, the blue, the red, the purple, if anyone measures anything and isn't like a seamstress, that's the only type of thing that this wouldn't be good for, right? It's fantastic. The inner parts of window curtains,
the inner parts of windows, curtains, drapes, and look, if you have a custom blind, you cut it once, you own it, whether you got the measurement right or not. And that's just the reality. So every time, you don't have to worry about, can I see it, can I read it? What do I do with it? It tells you every time.
Just don't make things more difficult on yourself if you don't have to. The 35167 is your item number here. And remember, a sale price. So grab it while you can, because even I paid more. $19.98. Oh, and by the way, the battery's included here too. Really nice. So I was talking a little bit about summer earlier with